Open your textbooks to page 69 and look at section C of self-test 4.2. We'll look at the first example, which is by Bach, and we are going to analyze this using Roman numerals. The first step you want to take is to determine the key. Now, looking at our key signature, we know that 3 sharps, the major key would be A major. Now, you also have to keep in mind what the minor key would be with 3 sharps, and by doing that, you find the relative minor, which is 3 half steps down. So it could either be an A major or F sharp minor. So scan through the piece of music. Do we see more A's or do we see more F's? Especially look at the beginning. Well, I see some A's there, and that's definitely an A chord. And the end. A, C, E, same as the beginning. So just by looking at that, I would say this is an A major. And just to double check, make sure there are no accidentals, no raised leading tones anywhere, which there is not. So this is definitely A major. And what you want to do to show that is below, you just want to put A with a colon and simply put it right down here below the bass note before the example starts. That's how we notate what key it's in. Okay, so let's begin. So first you take a pitch inventory. We have an A, a C, an E, and another A. So essentially we have 3 pitches, A, C, E, stack them into thirds, and we get A, C sharp, E. So then you ask yourself, we are in the key of A. What is the scale degree of an A chord in A? Well, that's easy. That's a 1. And it's a major 1 because a diatonic chord in a major key is going to be a major 1. Just like that. Double check your work about the quality. We have an A, C sharp, E. That is a major chord, so there's our Roman numeral. Let's take a look at the next chord. Here we have an F, F, so we have one F, an A, C. F sharp, A, C sharp to be exact. So since F sharp is the root, because we stack them up, what scale degree is F sharp in the key of A? You just count A, B, C, D, E, F. It's a 6th. So our Roman numeral will be a 6. Now what will the quality be? Well, you just have to memorize that if there is no added accidentals, this is a diatonic chord, we know that in a major key, that 6th scale degree is going to be minor. Okay, make sure that this is not inverted. Our root is the bass note, so we have no inversion. And double check the chord quality. F sharp, A, C sharp is indeed minor. Here's the next one. C sharp, E, G sharp. Again, that's pretty easily stacked. It's a triad. Our root is C sharp. What is the scale degree of C sharp in the key of A? It is a 3rd. And this is a diatonic chord because there are no altered pitches. Therefore, we have a minor 3. And double check that quality. C sharp, E, G sharp. That is a minor chord. Our root is the bass note, so this is a root position chord. No inversions. All right, let's do the next one. This one's interesting because this changes the harmonic rhythm a bit. Here we have a D, F, A, but you can't forget about this C right here. We got a C sharp right there. This harmonic rhythm has changed. It's a half note now, and that's just something that you need to get a feel for and just be smart, be logical about it. So we have a 7th chord now with D in our bass. First, figure out what the Roman numeral is. We have what is D in the key of A, B, C, D. It's a 4th. Now, what type is that? We have a triad of D, F sharp, A, a major triad, and then we have a D and a C sharp. That's also a major 7th. So we actually have a 4 major 7th chord, and that M7 should be a superscript. And then check the inversion, it's root position. That's why we put that 7 there. Great, let's find one that's not in root position, which we have right here. If we stack this chord and take a pitch inventory, we will have a G, actually we have an E, G, B, D. So stacking this up would give us E as the root. What is E in the key of A? A, B, C, D, E. It's the 5th of the chord. What type of chord is that? We have an E, G sharp, B, which is a major triad, and then we have E to a D, which is a minor seventh. Therefore, a major triad plus the minor seventh is a major minor seventh chord, which is dictated simply by putting a 7 there. And the last thing you want to do is check what the inversion is. This chord is inverted. We have a D in the bass, which is the 7th of our all-together chord, E, G, B, D. Since the 7th is our bass note, that means we are in third inversion. And third inversion is represented by 4-2. So instead of putting that 7 there, which means root position 7th chord, we'll delete that and put a 4-2. So this is a 5-4-2 chord. Here's another inverted one. We have an A, C, and an E in this chord. So it's an A chord, which we know is a major 1. That's our tonic. Now what about the inversion? We have the C in our bass, which is the third of the chord. If the third of the chord is our bass note, we are in first inversion, so it would be 1-6. Next, B, D, F. The root is B, and in the key of A, B is the second scale degree, A, B. So therefore we would have a 2. What chord quality is it? We have a B, D natural, and an F sharp, which is a minor triad. And then the inversion, we have the third of the chord in the as the bass note, a D here, which means we are in first inversion, which is also a 6. Okay, and let's just finish this off real quick. Here we have an E and a G, and watch out, look at this B over here. It's a half note, which means that pitch is still withheld throughout this next chord. So we have an E, G, B. E is the 5th scale degree of A. It is our dominant chord. Therefore, we have a 5, and it is in first inversion. Again, that is our dominant chord. And then we end, as we often will, A, C, E, root position, back to our 1. And that is how we do a Roman numeral analysis. So again, what you want to do is first determine the key. Second, take a pitch inventory and stack up the chords. Third, find out what scale degree the root is in the major overall key. 5, double check the quality. Should that Roman numeral be uppercase, lowercase? And lastly, is it inverted?